What's up, guys? Back on this Monday to talk about making gains. Gains, baby. There's always the big question in the world of strength and conditioning. How do I get gains? Should I train with high volume, which means lots of exercises, lots of sets, lots of reps, and even lots of days per week? Or should I train infrequently with high intensity? Now, if you know anything about weightlifting, you know that you cannot train extremely hard for an extremely long period of time. You simply run out of gas, right? That just makes sense. So there needs to be some sort of happy medium, possibly high volume or high intensity. High intensity, high volume. There needs to be some sort of balance once again. What I want to do is explain to you guys how you can actually maximize both. So Mike Mentzer and Dorian Yates really popularized the concept of a high intensity training. Mike Mentzer was crazy about it. Mike Mentzer got it down to the point he was doing one set per body part every 5 days or so after a comprehensive warm-up. That sounds insane. But it actually does work, and it works relatively well for certain individuals who are pharmaceutically enhanced. Also, the high volume training works extremely well for some individuals who are pharmaceutically enhanced. But you say, Dolce, what the hell? I'm not going to be taking drugs, and I still want to make gains. You are the exact person I'm talking to. The benefit of this is if you are taking performance enhancing drugs, this information will work for you even more. So all the natty lifters out there, lean forward and pay attention. You always need to train with intensity. You need to employ intense protocols in your training system simply because you are trying to do more than you did yesterday and thereby initiating the process of muscular growth. And there's a whole biochemical process behind it. I'm not going to get into that right now because it doesn't do you any good. Me just flapping my gums talking all of this nonsense. You want to know, what do I need to do right now? And I'm going to tell you. You need to pick exercises that tax the most amount of muscle groups. You cannot train with high intensity doing dumbbell concentration curls. I don't care. There's no intensity to that. You cannot train with high intensity doing single arm reverse tricep press downs. There's no intensity to that. What you can train very intensely is a multi-joint compound movement. These are exercises that completely tax the central nervous system along with multiple muscle groups. What would be an example of a multi-joint compound movement? A standing overhead barbell military press. That is a great shoulder exercise, much better than a traditional slow front lateral. Come on now. Again, if you're taking copious amounts of drugs, that will work well for you. If you are a natty lifter, that will do nothing good for you. It might warm up the muscle. It might help you peak out at the end if you're doing a physique competition. It might break up the boredom of some workouts, but you're not building muscle doing single arm front dumbbell raises. I don't care, and no expert will actually say this works or this is a good idea. This was popularized through the muscle magazines by drug users. And I'm not mad at them. That's their job. We know Mr. Olympia is on drugs. We know pro bodybuilders are on drugs. We know physique athletes are on drugs. Even the bikini girls are on a shit ton of drugs. More drugs than most of the meatheads in Gold's Gym right now are. It's true. But again, you have to detrain your mind of all the propaganda that you've seen. I'm telling you exactly how to build real fucking dense muscle. As much muscle as your body can pack on will be granted by training full body multi-joint compound movements. When I say full body, I like the full body split. I like doing an overhead press. I like doing a bent over row. I like doing some sort of bent knee squat exercise. I like doing some sort of hip hinge or deadlifting exercise. And we always work our core. 5 primary motions that the human body needs to perform. You can't split this up into a push-pull. A Monday, Thursday pushing muscles, Tuesday, Friday pulling muscles. Monday, Thursday upper body, Tuesday, Friday lower body. That's fine. If you train at a higher intensity level, if you're a more advanced trainee, you can actually do a push-pull system or a 2 a day, and essentially that's what it comes down to. You're training 4 full days per week, but you're only hitting that same muscle group twice per week, as opposed to the 3-day per week full body multi-joint compound movement training system. That is ideal for the starters. Anyone who is a novice all the way through an intermediate, end level intermediate will make amazing gains training your entire body with 1 to 2 primary exercises per primary biomechanical motion. What do? We press above our head and we press straight forward. You're using all of the primary pressing muscles. You're using the chest, you're using the deltoid, you're using the tricep, and you're actually engaging some of the pulling muscles. We'll get to that at a later date. How do we pull? We pull vertically down, we pull horizontally across. Once again, right? So we're pressing and we're pulling. What else do? We squat, we bend at the knee. You can do a traditional barbell squat, you can do a leg press, though I'm not a fan. You can do a high box step up, you can do a walking lunge, bending the knee. And really, like my buddy, US Olympian, judo Olympian, Roddy Ferguson, he had a great series years and years ago talking about squatting. A very mild bend in the knee is actually a form of a squat. And he did a great series on that. I'll try and link it below if I can find it to this video. But that being said, we're pressing either vertically or horizontally. We're pulling vertically, chin up horizontally, bent over row. We're squatting, like I said, a front squat, a goblet squat, a walking lunge, what have you, bending that knee. We're hip hinging. That is a Romanian deadlift. That's a unilateral single leg kettlebell deadlift. We're doing a traditional barbell deadlift. We're doing a sumo deadlift. There's so many different variants of deadlifts that you can do. It's a hinge anyway, a hinge. A good morning, a Zercher good morning, one of my favorite exercises actually. So we're pushing, we're pulling, we're squatting, we're hinging, and then we're either rotating or we're resisting rotation. We're training that core. The core is basically from your pec line, your lower nipple line, to mid-thigh. I'll push it down to the top of the knees. That's your general core area. Really focus, kind of like greenish yellow, and as we get closer towards the belly button, that's really the red area of the core, 360 degrees all the way around the body. So we're pushing, we're pulling, we're squatting, we're hinging, and we're either rotating or we're resisting rotation. That's how you get fucking strong. This is how you get fucking strong. And the stronger you get, the bigger you get, the more muscle you get, but better, the more muscle you keep. I walk around, it's hard for me to not be 210 fucking pounds. Strong as fuck, pretty goddamn muscular too. I don't even train sometimes anymore. I've spent 20, 30 years, how old am I? I've spent over 30 years building fucking muscle that will not disappear because I built it using these exercises, as you can see through some of my videos or researching my history, and I'm gonna start doing throwbacks of me when I was a kid, squatting over 600 pounds at 17 fucking years old. That's true. I'm going to start showing you guys that so you can actually see this works. And I didn't know. I was just a noob, a entry-level green trainee going through it. I was blessed to train with some of the strongest athletes on the planet. In my gym just happened to be some of the most competitive powerlifters on the national level, multi-state record-holding squatters and benchers and deadlifters and such. And I was the gym rat. They let me tag along in their workouts, and I would clean up all the plates and the weights, and then they would let me lift with them when I was 13, 14, 15, 16. By the time I was 16 years old, holy shit, I was fucking massive. I graduated high school at 210 pounds. It's almost impossible for me to get below 210 pounds now. Pretty hard for me to get over 220 because it just doesn't happen. I just can't put on that much new lean muscle tissue without a Herculean effort. I have to eat so much food. I have to train so intensely. My sleep has to be absolutely perfect because now I'm trying to break my own genetic code. I'm a Native American, Italian, Scottish background. That's where my people come from. We're not known to be very big, right? You don't see very tall Italians. You don't see very tall Native Americans. Well, that's not true because I actually had a few uncles that were over 6 foot tall. But it's not kind of known, not primarily known. And then the Scots over there aren't very tall people, generally speaking. I'm not stereotyping because these are my people, and I look at my family party. I'm one of the tallest people in my family when I'm looking at like 100 plus people, from aunts and uncles and you know, parents and cousins and second and third cousins and all that. I'm one of the taller people walking around. I'm not genetic. I'm 5'10" though. Thank God. This is a good height. Most of you are probably around 5'10". That's the American average. I think I'm slightly above it. It's like 5'9" and change. I'm slightly above. So I'm above average in height. But really, I'm not walking around 6+. So me to be 210 pounds, around 5'10", fuck, that's pretty goddamn good, right? That's pretty goddamn good. That's something that you can aspire to. I can triple body weight deadlift. I can double body weight bench press if I ever care to. I can body weight overhead press when I'm training intelligently, when I'm training focused. I've gone higher than that for sure when I was really focused on the overhead press. I typically don't go over 185 pounds anymore on the standing overhead barbell military press. Most of my best workouts are done between 135 and 155 when I'm really just focused on that form. I'm just giving you a little bit of background and context, so let's go back a second. What does this mean to you? What can you do right now? Should you train high volume doing barbell bench press and dumbbell incline press and machine pullovers and pec deck flies and you know and then doing front deltoids and, you know, doing the Charles Glass, you know, dumbbell or easy curl bar raises, and doing front lateral raises and doing dumbbell slides all in the same workout? No, drug-free, it's not going to work. Not going to work drug-free. It's not going to work. It's going to break you down. If you're a novice, entry level, just starting, it's going to work a little bit because you're so green, you're so ready to grow. You can't extend that really past the beginner phase. So we say you're a novice, then you're a beginner, then you're an intermediate, then you're advanced. And there's different categories like a martial arts system. You get a stripe inside that system. So you're an entry level novice, you're a medium level novice, or you're an exit level novice. And you kind of go through that system in our system. Anyway, back to you. What can you do? I say if you've been training less than 2 years, you should be training every other day. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You should always be rotating your exercises, and you should always be hitting PRs, personal records, in your exercises. I would alternate if I was you. I would do on Monday, I would do a standing overhead barbell press. On Wednesday, I would do a prone lying down closer grip bench press. Boom, those muscles are handled, and I would be hitting a PR every single time. Every single time. And maybe on Friday, I'm gonna do a dumbbell standing overhead press. Great exercise once again. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, full body. Let's say pull. What am I gonna do pull now? I'm going to do a underhand weighted chin up on Monday. I'm going to do a bent over barbell row on Tuesday. And on Friday, I'm going to be a good dumbbell row, or maybe even a hammer strength row, where I can torque my body at the top, really get that full contraction. So we're doing, you know, we did the pushes, we just did the pulls. Now squats, what are we gonna do? Walking lunges, barbell back squat, goblet squats, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, done right there. Hinge work, what are we going to do? We're gonna do a barbell deadlift, barbell on the floor conventional style. We're gonna do a Romanian deadlift, and we're gonna do maybe a Zercher good morning, holding a sandbag. Love that exercise. Maybe an elastic band, great exercise also. And then rotation work, what are we gonna do? We're gonna do standing pull downs, holding a rope, a tricep rope, like Louis Simmons and the West Side guys are known to do. We're going to do maybe Russian twists with feet, you know, hooked into the power rack. So it's 1, 2, and then what are we gonna do? Last squats. Now we're gonna do ball throws, med ball on the ground, 45-degree angle, throwing over our shoulder or into a wall, turn around and throw it the other way. That right there, guys and girls, I just built you an amazing template that you can do for easily 6 to 12 weeks, and I guarantee you will put on size. I'm not gonna tell you to train your chest on Monday, your shoulders on Tuesday, your back on Wednesday, your arms on Thursday, your legs on Friday, and then calves and abs on Saturday. That is a bodybuilder bro split that is only successful if you're taking a lot of drugs. That's the truth. Some of you, the genetic anomalies, will make some results on a program like that, but you will not be making optimal results as good as your genetics are. That's the truth. And everybody in fitness who knows anything about fitness, every CSCS or PhD, every strength and conditioning coach out there will agree with this information. I'm really just parroting you the generally recognized consensus on the best ways to build muscle, specifically as I have personally seen with myself, my own physique, and the thousands of athletes that I've personally trained, and the millions of clients that we've worked with around the world through our different products and services. This is the way to get it done. It costs you absolutely nothing. You don't need to buy protein powders, and I sell one. I'm not even trying to sell you my protein powder. You don't even need to buy that stuff. You need to be sleeping 8 hours per night, every night. You need to manage all stress, get stress out of your life, get rid of that crazy girlfriend, pay your bills on time, no stress. Fix your damn muffler or the brakes in your car, get your insurance set up so you have no stress. You're sleeping 8 hours a night, you have no stress in your life, and you're eating your meals 4 to 6 times per day is ideal. That allows for digestive efficiency. If you're eating too much at one meal, your body's not going to digest it properly. It's a waste. Best case scenario, you're crapping the food out unused. Worst case scenario, you're disrupting your digestive system, you're making it much more efficient, and you're reducing the ability to absorb and partition those nutrients that your muscles need to grow. And then you're training in the gym with high intensity but perfect form. We train until technical breakdown. We do not train until total muscular failure. We do not do that, and I know we can have a debate, and I'd love to debate some athletes out there or coaches out there who feel that you have to go to failure. It's technical breakdown. What does that mean? That means when I can't perfectly perform that set anymore, I'm not cheating it. If I can't reverse it and explode it, done. Set's done. Why? So I don't get hurt. Because once I start cheating and using a little body English, my percentage of getting hurt dramatically goes up. And guess what? If I get just a little twinge in my shoulder, gain's gone. PR's gone. Movement restricted. Now I got to rehab. And guess what? Any sort of benefit I might have gotten by that slight overload of training a little heavy is completely eradicated, lost, and you go negative because now you can't go to the gym. So you miss the clean quality reps. And that's really what it's about, even when you're a strength athlete, especially when you're a strength athlete, because your possibility of getting hurt is so much higher than a physique artist, a bodybuilder, a sculptor. They can actually go a little slower than some of the strength heads out there, and those are the combat athletes. We work with a lot of combat athletes. So let me wrap this up. If you're training between 0 and 2 years, I'd like to see 3 years, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, full body multi-joint training. If you're training between, let's say, 2.5 years and up, you can start doing more of that push-pull style of system, upper body, lower body, or push muscles and pull muscles. Monday and Thursday, Tuesday and Friday, with Wednesday and Saturday being more of a GPP, general physical preparedness, active recovery type of day where you're doing some farmer's walks or sled pushes or mountain hiking. Maybe you're swimming or riding a bike and cycling. Now to close, every day, guys, 3 to 7 days a week, 3 days being the minimum, 7 days being preferred, but 5 is the Goldilocks zone, you should be walking 30 minutes a day. Even if you're trying to gain muscle mass, you should be walking 30 minutes per day, fully training your body, because guess what? You are a human, you are a biological organism, and you are uniquely designed to walk relatively far distances at a relatively slow pace. That is our natural design. We must embrace that. That will allow you to much better oxygenate your working muscles, to bring new forms of new raw materials, new energy substrates to those working muscles, but also clear out those muscles from metabolic waste and the byproduct of muscular contraction. Just by performing this low intensity, steady state cardiovascular activity, walking, you become stronger and you become more capable of building muscle, and science has shown you likely even increase your appetite, allowing you to eat a little bit more food, which will provide raw materials to build those muscles you're trying to build. I hope this information is useful, guys and girls, to you. I know it's useful, and I know this is the golden ticket, god darn. I'm going to call you Charlie from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I just gave you the golden ticket. I expect you to hop, skip, and jump your little way to the gym as you start performing this program. I want you to leave comments below with any questions. I can tighten up questions in the comments below, but I want you to start tracking your progress. You have 8 Mondays between now and the end of the year. 8 Mondays, not including today, because we're just getting done today. 8 Mondays between now and the end of the year. What are you gonna do with it? You gonna put on 10 pounds of mass? Are you gonna get fucking strong as shit? Are you gonna start hitting PRs in the gym every time you go there? Or are you just gonna get fat and wear a hoodie and wear a sweater and pretend like you're a real athlete? Get those 10 pounds on right now, because imagine how they're gonna look when you start getting shredded in January for summer. This is gonna be your best summer ever, but it starts right now, guys. Let's get fucking yoked and do it this way. Try it this way. I guarantee this style works. This system of training works. It's been proven. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and until next time, boom!